What is your name and what is your relationship to me?
My name is Rosemary Puga Favela, and I am your auntie.
Oh, where does our family history begin and how did we get to where we are today?
Our family history begins back in 1974 when your grandparents decided to come to the United States for a better future, for the American dream. It all began in 94, and your grandpa began to work here in a trash company. And he came here for a better future, to give his daughters something to live for. We started off with a very small apartment. We had a 2-bedroom apartment for 8 of us because I have 5 siblings, including myself and your grandparents. We had a very small house with not a lot, but lots of love. My father continued to work hard for us. He later on was able to purchase our very first home here in San Diego. The house was a project house. We came into this house with nothing. There was no fence on the house, and so we started up and built it up ourselves. We all started working at a very young age to be able to help our father with rent and bills and everything. Um, so to be able to enjoy this American dream. So that's how our history began, and we are still here.
What languages have been spoken in our family going back to generations?
Um, we began speaking Spanish, which is our first language here, and of course English. Those have been the 2 languages that we've spoken to.
What are the important culture traditions that we have celebrated in our family history?
One of the very important culture traditions is Dia de la Virgen, which is celebrated on the 12th of December of every year. Our tradition is to dress up the little boys as indios and the little girls as Marias. They wear un traje de manta with a hat, and we present them to the Virgin. I have done that myself for my 2 boys. And each year we take them to the Virgin Mary to present them, to give her thanks for everything that she's done for us throughout the years. And usually at 12 midnight, they sing Las Mañanitas for the Virgen, and that's when we're there. And so,
Can you please share an interesting story about our family or one of our ancestors?
yes. One of our stories was when we first got our first home here in San Diego. My father had just signed all the papers, the real estate papers, to come into our home. And we were all excited because everyone was going to have their own room, and we were excited about decorating and everything. And a week before we were going to move in, we got a call from the realtor that someone had broken into the house and they had burned half of the house down. So it slowed down our process. We had already given our 30-week notice for our other house, so we had to come into the house with a half-burnt living room, and we had to be in here and sleep through where the cement was, and it was a fun experience, but also a very sad experience because my mother was very happy that we were able to purchase our first house, but we had to come in here with a half-burnt living room and had the construction workers in here while we were trying to move in. So that is one of our stories.
What are the most important aspects of our family history and culture that you hope the next generation of the family continues?
I really hope that the kids in our family, the younger generation, continues to find God in them and continues to work Catholic and continues to study the Bible, to continue to go to church and follow our traditions like Dia de la Virgen, Dia de San Judas that we also celebrate, and just to have God in their life, because a lot of things now in the world are so ugly and people are not close to God. They don't believe in God. There's a lot of stuff that they don't follow anymore, and tradition wise, and now people have different beliefs about God, and there's all these religions. So we hope they follow the Bible and continue to follow religious aspects, and also respect to the family members, respect to the elder. Now you see a lot of kids who don't respect their elders, and for example get to family parties and don't say hi, and to us that's a very important thing, to be respectful to one another, to have of that.
Something that I learned about my family is that when we got here, we really didn't have much, and I didn't know that our house, which were my grandparents' house, was burnt to the middle of the living room, which is kind of like shocking that they had to like still live through it because they put in their week notice and they stayed in the house even though it wasn't like burnt. And this house, my grandparents' house was a project house, so that's something I didn't really know about. Something I really learned from this, what I learned also from this interview was that my family is really big on respect. Because whenever, like my aunt said, whenever we go to a family party, they like tell us each time we enter to go say hi to everyone with a handshake and a kiss, like Mexicans do. That's just how we were taught, by respecting others. Or like whenever we go somewhere we don't know people, to introduce ourselves just by respect. And like if we go into a house and we don't know anyone, just to say hi. That's something I learned. And then also learned that religion is really big in our family, to in a way which I didn't think it was that big. I thought just going to church every once in a while, when they see it as a whole bigger aspect to certain days on the religion days, like Day of the Virgin Mary, which in my family is a very big day. So yeah, those are some things that I learned about in my interview throughout my family.